Ladies and gentlemen, Trump has essentially won the fraud trial, at least on appeal. He might get convicted, and then he'll win or be exonerated on appeal, whether it's a state Supreme Court or the Supreme Court of the United States of America. I think this is what's going to take place in D.C. and also in New York, possibly at Fulton County also. Well, I think every conviction, let's say he gets convicted, whether it's any venue, he has 4 criminal trials, they'll all be overturned because it's a blatant attempt at going after him politically. That's why he's up in the polls against mashed potato brains. Okay, hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is my second video today. I'll do 1 or 2 more today. And subscribe also to H.A. Goodman's other channel to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Shalom, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications. Go to hagoodman.com. Super thanks is below, and my Patreon is below as well. Your support is greatly appreciated. I'm going to build up the channel. 2024 is going to be a, hopefully, great year for the country. It should be very interesting. And hopefully we'll get to 300,000 subscribers and beyond. But hit subscribe. Deutsche Bank officials say large changes to net worth like Trump's isn't unusual. End of story. They have the Deutsche Bank testimony will, even if the New York jury and judge convict Trump, on appeal, this is going to exonerate Trump, this testimony. The reason is because there isn't only one billionaire in New York. There are a whole bunch of billionaires and millionaires and people who do the same thing as Trump. Okay? It was the bank. The bank did not look at Trump and get deceived and say, oh, really? You're worth $5 billion? Oh, my God. The bank made money off of Trump. They made lots of money off of Trump. They loaned him $2 billion. You could do the math on how much they made. They likely made hundreds of millions of dollars on Trump. And the thing is, the people going after him are so stupid, they don't realize that banks are not naive. They're not going to give billions of dollars to anyone if they're not assured of making hundreds of millions or billions in over decades. So they're not going to. Deutsche Bank is not a victim, nor is any other lender. Trump did not commit fraud. Okay, to commit that crime, you would have to cheat somebody out of money. He didn't do so. They're trying to go after him on a technicality that the bank didn't even care about. And this is the extent of the vitriol and venom they have towards Trump. Meanwhile, you have hundreds of millions of dollars going into Hunter and Joe's accounts. You have the foundation with Bill and Hillary, but I mean, you have all of this rampant criminality that if you just look, if you had like a functioning brain cell, you say, okay, people are giving money to Democrats for preferential treatment. In a sense, bribery, graft, which is what Tammany Hall was all about. And by the way, I think Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee for the Democratic Party. I think it'll be Trump-Hillary again. But they're trying to say that Trump conspired that he conspired to overturn results in a southern state, which he didn't do. So they make absurd, grandiose leaps of logic. They make leaps, Democratic officials who campaigned, prosecutors who campaigned on going after Trump. Okay, these aren't fair, unbiased, apolitical actors. These are people who despise Trump and who are in the positions they're in because they campaigned on trying to imprison Trump. Okay, the difference is Trump didn't have private servers with top secret intel, like Madam Secretary. That's a cybersecurity nightmare of epic proportions. Nobody knows how the classified data was put on those servers. That alone is a cybersecurity fail nightmare of biblical proportions. But they're going after Trump, who is a former president with the power to declassify. they have to prove that he didn't declassify, which is impossible to prove. And so that, I don't even think he'll be convicted there. He could be convicted of the hush money, which is bizarre because completely outlandish, because the FEC actually fined Clinton and the DNC. They didn't find Trump. The FEC didn't find Trump. So that's kind of hilarious. But you look, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like, for the fraud case, the civil case, to lead to Trump actually losing billions and not being able to work in New York, they would have to prove that he actually defrauded banks and lenders. If Deutsche Bank is saying that the changes to his net worth isn't unusual, it's totally fine. If you read the articles, the testimony from the witness stated they don't even rely on people like Trump. They don't even rely on the net worth given to them by somebody who wants a loan or, a real estate. When they're engaging in a real estate, billion-dollar real estate loan, they don't rely on the person's word. They're not going to be deceived or duped or tricked into giving billions of dollars. Okay? But if you, no offense, and this is with all due respect, if you make money from tax dollars and you've never had a business of your own, and you've never been a real estate mogul, or you've never really engaged in business within that business, real estate, then you don't understand how things work. So the judge in the case, the clerk in the case gave to the Democratic Party, according to Trump, and of course, according also to other sources. But you have people who gave to the Democratic Party, possibly even the judge. Then they're saying that Trump engaged in criminal activity with these banks. The banks themselves say not only did they make money, but what Trump did was not unusual. And I'm trying to tell you that in each of the criminal cases, we'll find this type of revelation out. So they're accusing Trump, for example, in D.C., of fomenting a rebellion. What an absurd and stupid leap of logic. All you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, and hit subscribe to this channel, is take their logic to the next extension of logic. So, if they're making a leap of logic, an absurd leap of logic, and they're saying Trump engaged in fraud, but they don't have a bank that will back them up, even if he's convicted out of malice, it'll be overturned. Okay, and politically, he's not losing anything politically, because everybody knows that Hunter and Joe actually did engage in graft and bribery. Okay, Trump was a billionaire businessman. Okay, Joe Biden, Hunter, others, they never had a business in their lives. The one time Bill and Hillary tried, to do something in the business world was whitewater, and that didn't work out. Democrats, you have Bloomberg, who probably does the same thing as Trump, but you have certain Democrats that are very wealthy, but most Democrats amass their wealth through Tammany Hall type of means and tactics. They make money through politics. Politics is a business for them. Okay, they make money through networking. That's why when you have people running for president knowing that they're not going to win, the Republicans do it too, they network and they make a whole lot of money through the networking. So it's about networking, especially like the foundation, or when you have Hunter on the board of directors, he's getting paid, literally within the New York Post, it says, for influence. He's getting paid so the people paying him can derive some type of influence from the U.S. government or within the U.S. government. Implement some kind of influence. So one of the quotes within Hunter's laptop, according to the New York Post, was, how can you use your influence on behalf of the company, on the company's behalf? So when people say, well, there's no evidence, they're literally asking Hunter within these laptop emails for influence. That's what influence peddling is about. That's what graft and bribery is about. You're giving money for a service. It's not difficult to understand. Even the highly intelligent, morally superior among us can get it. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel. He's basically won on appeal, even if they convict him. Hit subscribe right now. Thank you.